I'm Maria and it's time for this week's recipe feature, the 19th one now in this series for N-Vision Talking Newspaper Service. Last week was a savoury recipe. This week, it's therefore the turn of another sweet one. And because it's the season for a spot of blackberry picking, this suggestion came in from Mike from N-Vision, as it's for blackberry pie. As usual, I'll give you the recipe, what you'll need to make it and how, but do be prepared to stop and start the recording as you work through the various stages of making it. So for your shopping list for a blackberry pie, you'll need blackberries, either a huge handful or bagful if you're going out to pick them yourself, or just a punnet bought from the shops. You can also, if you want to, add some apples. Use about 3 medium-sized cooking apples to add to this. You also need some caster sugar, a spoonful. And then for the pastry, you need 6 ounces of plain flour, 4 ounces of cold butter, and 3.5 ounces of caster sugar, plus 1 to 3 tablespoons of either water or milk. So what you do to make your blackberry or your blackberry and apple pie is you preheat the oven to gas mark 4 or 180 Celsius. First of all, wash and then cook the blackberries in a pan with 2 spoons of water and some caster sugar, a big spoon of caster sugar. You bring this to the boil and then you leave it to cool and drain away the water and just put it to one side to cool slightly whilst you make the pastry. If you are adding apples, peel and core the apples and add them to the water with the blackberries also. So to make the pastry, what you need to do is sift the plain flour into a large bowl and then add the diced butter and either rub it in with your fingertips, or if you've got a food processor, then pulse it until the mixture resembles fine breadcrumbs. Stir in the caster sugar, because this is for a sweet pastry, really. Then gradually add the liquids, so either milk or water, or a little bit of both even. And add it more and more until the mixture comes together to form a dough. Now, you don't want it too sticky, but if it does become a bit sticky, then just add another little bit of flour onto it. Tip the mixture onto a surface which is well sprinkled with plain flour also, and gently bring it together with your hands and shape it into a round disc. Split this in 2. You need a bottom and a top for your pie. Roll out the bottom of your pie and pop it into a baking tray. Then add the blackberries or the blackberries and apple mixture. Then roll out a lid for your pie and add that to the top, just squeezing down the sides of your pie so it all sticks together. Make 2 little slits in the lid of the pie so that the air can escape whilst cooking. And if you want to decorate it, I always use a bit of the cut-off pastry to make little leaf shapes. So put those around. If you want to, brush over the top of the pie with a little bit more of the milk and water mixture that you've got left. And then you cook it in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes until the pastry looks golden brown. Bring it out of the oven, sprinkle it with a little bit of caster sugar if you want to, and eat it on its own or with custard, cream or ice cream. Enjoy. Remember, next week it'll be the turn of another savoury recipe. And again, if you've got any suggestions for recipes that you want to share, do let us know at N-Vision and I'll try and feature your recipe sometime. For now, happy baking.